Okay, so here's the deal. I like messing with a bunch of different AI tools. I also like messing with new interfaces and trying to understand what works, what doesn't. And I've been wanting to create a um, new like calendar app, but it's not really meant for anything but kind of like time logging. So it's just tracking your days and how you're spending your time. So I'm going to use WebSim to go through that process right now. And I mentioned last week how I um, was using WebSim, and I figured I might as well just go through that and show you how I use it. So if you're not familiar, websim.ai, this is what it looks like. It just showcases a bunch of different um, creations that people have made, and it has this like GeoCities vibe. And so anyway, it has on the top, what would you like to create today? And so and it uses Claude 3.5, as you can see. So I'm gonna say, I want to create a um, app that keeps track of my time. It's a split view app that has the calendar on the left, the text pad on the right. Each line is its own entry. There's no adding buttons, and it should work in real time. And the user will put in the duration of the time, the event name, the timestamp of when the event took place, as well as like a hashtag of the event. So to keep track of it. Okay. So type that in. Let's see. Anything else I want to add to it? Okay. So let's see. One shot. What happens here? So you submit it. It creates this fake website called timetracker.app. While it's loading, you can see it show the calendar here. And I want to change it because I don't want to have a month, week, day view. I just want to have the day view. So there are two ways of changing it. One, I can post the time here to edit. So I'll say okay, here, let's see. The calendar view should just be the day view. It shouldn't have any other times besides the day. Okay. I'm going to say besides today's day. So you can see it is updating. At the top, there's that line that goes across. And I like that it put in your entries over here. In the meanwhile, I can get, okay, so we're putting it here. I also want, it shows timestamp right here, right now. Let's test it out. Let's say, let's say 20 minutes, live stream, 5 p.m. and hashtag video. So it didn't create it. So let's see what happens. I'm going to change the format to be this, since maybe it has to be this time. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to want that. So I'm going to say, change the formatting to this. So you can see you can adjust it in both ways, in the side panel here, or just at the top of the URL. Ba-dum-ba-dum. There we go. So it created that event. And I can do this to keep a log of my day. So I also want to start my days at 6 a.m. And end at 10 p.m. Okay. Calendar view should only start at 6 a.m. and end at 10 p.m. Okay, in the meanwhile, I'll keep track of, let's say I had lunch. Okay, it changes the colors for different hashtags, which is cool. Okay, so it starts the day at 6 a.m., ends it at 10. That's cool. Now, I want to keep track of how much time I spent on the different different hashtags that I use. And so let's just say, create a bar graph at the bottom of the text pad to show how much time is spent cumulatively for the various hashtags. Okay, so I'll add other things here to fill it in. Okay, and then I'll do neat. So you can see the different time spent, and maybe this one didn't show up because it has to do this. Yep. So I just adjusted it to 0.8 instead of just 8. It put the time spent here. Now, final thing, I can adjust the colors if I want, but what I want to do is I want to be able to export this as ICSs so I can actually add it to my Google Calendar for just history purposes. Add a button to export all the events as ICS files. Okay, so the neat thing about using this um, or using WebSim is I can go to this space in, here we go, let's see. I can post this publicly, so I can go to it. Whenever I want, other people can remix it if they'd like. I can also download it or copy the URL here. So downloading it just gives me the HTML. If I wanted to add more functionality to it afterwards. And it's just super quick and easy to do. Now, there are a bunch of other, here, export as ICS. Oh, what happened here? Script undefined. Let's see. What happened? Loading, loading. Click to fix. So I can click to fix. So let's see. We're waiting, we're waiting. Let's see what other settings. You can change the name. You can post it. You can have this URL. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Export as ICS. It downloaded to my desktop. Let's see. There we go. And I was able to create those events. Look at that. That's awesome. So should have started a stopwatch to see what exactly that is, but that is the magic. Oh, shout out. I just saw I got a question to Shan Reddy. What did you use for that dictation? Some tool. I used Whisper Flow. Let's see. Whisper. This is it. If you want to here, refer a friend, use my code flowvoice.ai referral. That's what it is, but I don't really care if you use it or not. Whisper Flow, it's really cool. Check it out. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I would want for this app. I mean, granted, yeah, if I want to do history and stuff and just track it over time, but I don't want to do that because I already have something in my calendar. But what I want to compare this to is basically comparing this to using something like Vercel or Claude. If you want to just do this straight up in Claude, you know, I mentioned this is using Sonnet 3.5 here. So if you want to say, create a calendar app that is split view. Oh, let me just copy and paste rather than, so it's not different. Let's see if here we go. Here we go, edit. Trying to get the whole thing. Here, I'll just do this. Let's see what Claude says. And just clean this up. I'll just say formatting should be like this. Cool. These are all the things that I said. Let's see what Claude gives back. And I don't want it to give an app code. So I'm just going to say create an artifact, because that is Claude's native kind of app layer. Okay. So the other neat thing about WebSim is WebSim kind of obfuscates all this stuff where you don't see any of the code. It's meant to just be quick and easy and playful. I quip to folks that like WebSim is like GeoCities right now. So this is a view. Let's see. I'll do the same thing. Oh, I can't. Let's see. Live stream 20 minutes. So you can see that it updates here. It updated, but it doesn't update the calendar on the left. So I'll say, here's, if you're still watching, you can see dictate with flow gets embedded in here. So I can just say, updating the text on the right doesn't update the calendar view on the left. Please fix it. Oh, that didn't even work. Let's see. Updating the text pad. Oh, here it is. It put it in this text pad. Didn't. Too many text fields. Let's see if it updates. In the meanwhile, I'm going to paste the same thing in to V0 by Vercel and see what UI it comes up with. If it's the same, different. And here the idea is you want to get the code so that you can then customize and implement it yourself. So while this is waiting, also, I don't know if people are familiar with the new bolt.new, which kind of uses a bunch of different web apps. We're going to try that here too. Sign in. Okay, we're multitasking here. So we had this one, which was the quick and easy one. Claude, let's see, Claude updated. Let's see what it has. Live stream, 30 minutes, hashtag video. Okay, so it put it on, but it didn't figure it out. So I'm going to say, fix it. the event. Anyway, so you see Cloud already, you got to do a bunch of work. Time spent. Okay, so V0 set it up differently. They put the text time spent on the underneath and the export button underneath too. Let's see if this works. I don't know. I don't think it will. Nope. Oh, it did. There it is. It's showing up. Cool. So it works here in V0. I can update it and say update to the calendar to have 15-minute increments. If I wanted to do that. Bolt did it as well. Let's see what. So Bolt didn't update, and it's just telling me to do that here. So when typing into the text field, the calendar event isn't updated. So let's see. It will update. Still, WebSim is the fastest one to get that up and running. You can play with it. You can remix it. It's super neat. Anyway, that is, okay, this is updated. This is updated. Let's see if it fixes it up. So now you can see it filled in the 17 to 18:15, which was only 30 minutes. So not sure why it filled up the whole thing. Either way, I'm not going to mess with it. I just want to show off the different ways of prototyping, and hopefully you found it informative. There we go. Claude finally worked. And this is a weird bar graph, but I'm not going to mess with that. Yeah, so like I said, this is why I like prototyping with WebSim. It's super easy to get it down. And if you want, and you want to get the code and work in your specific environment, what I usually do is I'll then either screenshot it or upload the HTML into Cursor, Claude, what have you. Anyways, thanks for checking in. That's all for today. Let's see. Any other questions? Chat, comments? I'm trying to pull in here. Let's see. Oh yeah, so Shan is mentioning some awesome other suggestions. You can try Replit Agent or Towny. These are really good things as well. Valtown. So val.town. You can do the same thing, and then Replit has that as well if you're a paid member. I don't have time right now to go through it, but I And then what create.xyz. Let's see. Which one's that? Text to app. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Since it's just straight there. Create an account. Yeah, shout out to Shan for suggesting this. Let's see what it does. Cool. So it kind of takes the same thing that looks exactly like Replit, and not Replit, like Claude's Anthropic, because it's using 3.5. So what's interesting about using this versus using WebSim is I really like the fact that WebSim has its own flair to it. Like this response back is very vanilla. I like that there's personality to it. Like you can make this, here, check this out. Actually, I don't want to edit this again. I want to add something else. What I'm going to say is make this Halloween themed, right? So if I wanted to, it adds its own color. It gives it more personality. Let's see if I got time to show off or what it does for Halloween. Ba-dum-ba-dum. As you can see, I got dinner with the fam in 28 minutes. So I got to go get ready for that. But let's see. Final closing. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I forgot to turn on music. Sorry if this was a boring stream. Drum roll, final. There we go. Boom, look at that. Look at that Halloween theme. Anyway, oh, that's awesome. I don't know if you can see, but it put a little pumpkin as the mouse cursor. Super, super cute. Look at that font. Spooky time in minutes. Anyways, as I was saying, I think right now WebSim is undefeated as the best prototyping tool. And that's it. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching.